Welcome to another episode of Southern Indiana Now. I'm your producer, Sean Hildreth. We have a great episode ahead for you this week. We've got a lot of heart. We've got places where you can go to get help if you need food, places you can go to get a hot meal, places you can go if you need shelter, and places you can go if you need some diapers to help out with little ones. Lots of great heart on this episode of Southern Indiana Now, and we couldn't do it without the help of a great sponsor, Prosser Career Education Center. So if you're in need of furthering your education or continuing your education, Prosser's the place to go. They can help you get a step up on a career, a new one, a fresh one, whatever it might be. Prosser Career Education Center is there to help you. So let's go. Welcome back to Southern Indiana Now. I'm here with Ben Yee, the Executive Director of Anchor House. Is that your correct title?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, that works. We're here to talk about Anchor House and all the great services they offer for the community, whether it be through their shelter, through their food pantry, and ways you can help, ways you can get involved. So Ben, thanks for chatting with us today. How did you first get involved with Anchor House?
Well, I saw the position open up on the internet, and I've always loved the Anchor House and what they did in the community, and I thought it was a wonderful opportunity to get to serve our community. So I put in my name, and they were interested, and I'm very grateful to be here and get to make an impact on our guests, both on the shelter side and in the pantry.
That's great. I talked to you earlier. I really did appreciate seeing your kind of servant leadership, stepping in and staying at the shelter. What was that experience like?
Well, it was interesting. I'll tell you. You kind of have in your mind what an experience is going to be like, and then when you get into it, and it was just totally different. When I was walking over from my house on the west side all the way to the shelter on the east side of town, my eyes were open to the impact of what it's like to not have a car in Seymour. And I began to see that that's a major factor, just not having a car. And so there was that, but there was also just the experience of the shelter and seeing that the guests were, so many of them were working, so many of them were making progress. Just all the wins we were seeing in such a big way was very eye-opening. Now,
this shelter, the shelter in Seymour, how does that differ from the original kind of shelter here in downtown Seymour?
Yeah, that's a good question. And basically, what I'm encouraging people to think about, think of it as is just one shelter. It's one shelter operation. We intake people at our east shelter on DuPont Drive. It's back behind the Goodwill, back behind the German American Bank, and that's where people start their shelter journey with us. And then our apartments over here are available for families who are kind of making progress on their goals and don't need as much supervision. And so that's kind of how we've set it up. Yeah.
And so if somebody's needing, housing assistance, what's kind of the first step with getting involved with Anchor House?
Yeah.
What do they do?
Yeah, the first step is always to call us, because every person's story and situation is unique, and there's a lot of resources in the community that we can kind of help people connect with. Some individuals might be fleeing a domestic violence situation. Well, there's a shelter just for domestic violence individuals, and so we're gonna forward them to that program because it's set up to help them. So the first step is always to call, and our staff will have a conversation about the person's unique situation, and then they'll take next steps from there.
Where can they find you online?
Anchorhouseshelter.org is our website, but if you just search for Anchor House and you live in Seymour, if you're located in Seymour and you search Anchor House, it's going to come up.
It's going to come up.
So
that's great. Now, you offer other services to the community. It's great to have that shelter there to kind of help people. But what other services do you offer to help?
Yeah, well, I would just say, one of the things I've learned about as I've been leading the shelter is that some shelters, you just stay for the night, and at 9 a.m. in the morning, you have to leave, and so the individual is not necessarily able to kind of rebuild their life. They now have to figure out, where am I going to sit, and sometimes they go to the library, sometimes they go and they just walk, but at our shelter, individuals stay during the day and they meet with a caseworker. And so And that caseworker is going to have so many resources at their fingertips. They're experienced, and they're going to help that individual with all the different life circumstances that they need help with: getting an ID, getting health insurance,
Yes.
getting to a doctor for the first time in a long time, getting any sort of benefits, food stamps, which but all those different resources that are available to them. They're going to help connect them, but they're also just going to help them make life decisions. We teach people how to cook. We teach people how to financial literacy. There's so many pieces to that puzzle. That's for our shelter guests. Of course, we also run a food pantry that serves thousands of people every year, thousands of unique individuals every year, and
So tell us a little bit more about the food pantry. If somebody is needing to come in to get things, what are some of the requirements? Are there any, certain days they need to come?
So the requirements are very low. If you're needing food right now because your food stamps have not come through, they're not going to come through, or you're concerned that they're not going to come through, you can just come with something with your name written on it. That's all we ask. You don't even have to have an ID. So we just want to encourage people to come. Don't worry about having, certain documentation, and come and get food. And your income does need to be below a certain threshold. But if you're concerned about having enough food, you probably fall below that threshold. And so,
What days of the week are you open for the pantry?
For the pantry, we're open Mondays from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. and then Thursdays from noon to 5 p.m.
And I know you've got some great resources. If somebody needs assistance, they can go to your website and they can look for, I need food assistance. And tell me a little bit more about what that might provide them.
Yeah, so we just redid our website, and if you go to our website, there's you just kind of click around. If you see a button that says "I need help," click on that, and it'll take you to a spot where you can kind of say, "I need help with shelter," or "I need help with food." And if you click on the "I need help with food" area, we've actually created a form where someone from kind of all around southern Indiana can kind of click through there, and if you're in a certain county, we'll tell you what the major food pantries are in that county. And so it's just a way to, if somebody's way down south of us, that way they're not having to drive so far to get food.
Yeah, that's great. Other things, ways people can get involved. I know that you always would welcome monetary donations to help support the work that you do. Do you need volunteers too?
Yep, absolutely. And I would say in this season for the Anchor House, one of the big things we are pushing, and probably our biggest need, is for people to sponsor a shelter guest. We've got a new sponsorship program for shelter guests, and I would really encourage those in the community to take a look at that website. We're going to give people updates about what it's like to stay at the shelter, and so there's an opportunity there, and I think people will find it encouraging and just an enriching experience to sponsor a shelter guest. But we also are looking for volunteers. And so if you go on our website and click around till you see something that says volunteer, then that's going to take you to a form. And right now, I think we could really use some volunteers in the food pantry. The amount of people we're seeing, we saw a 30% uptick last week. We don't know yet what it's going to be today, but it's strong. There's quite a few people coming through, and so. We could use, if you're available during the day, that's what we need for the food pantry because it's a daytime activity. I hope you'll check that out and see where you can fit in. We have lots of different ways, different time frames that are during the day for the food pantry, and we also have evening and weekends opportunities, and those are just a little different.
Great. Well, thank you for doing everything you're doing for the community, for people in need. And if somebody wants to call you, what's the phone number?
812-522-9308. That's the number for the Anchor House, and our website is anchorhouseshelter.org. And if you are looking for kind of something specific, we do encourage you to go to the website because there's a lot of information there. We've tried to make it easy to find what you need.
Lots of great things happening here at Anchor House in Seymour, and thank you to Ben Yee for joining us. If you need any assistance, again, go to their website. They've got a great form there that'll help you kind of find what's in your neighborhood. All right, thank you. Once again, we'll be back on Southern Indiana Now.
Hi, I'm Emery Jones, Career Education Coordinator at Prosser Career Education Center in New Albany. Are you ready to build your future? At Prosser, you'll explore 29 hands-on, high-wage programs, from aviation to culinary, welding to cybersecurity, all designed to launch real careers or college success. Prosser is located at 4202 Charlestown Road, New Albany, Indiana. Need help? Call our main office at 812-542-8508 or visit your school counselor today to learn more. Prosser, where your future begins.
Welcome back to another episode of Southern Indiana Now. I'm Sean Hildreth, and I'm here at the Washington County Food Bank. Got some wonderful volunteers here that are helping in the community, helping to end hunger, and helping to find ways to help people. So I want to go through and introduce everybody who's here. So I'll start over here to my right with Maurice.
I'm Maurice Godfrey. I've worked here for 17 years, I think.
Wonderful. Thank you for all that service.
And I'm Rhonda Tuttle, and I have volunteered since 2006.
That's wonderful.
The president of the food bank.
Yep. My name's Mark Ledgerwood, and I've been here for about 8 years now, I guess.
Well, great. Wanted to talk to all of you and kind of share a little bit about what you do here. So the Washington County Food Bank, you are part of what organization, or what organizations are part of that effort?
Washington County Food Bank is Washington County Food Bank. We are supported by Dare to Care, which is out of the Louisville location on Fern Valley Road.
Excellent. So when somebody comes here, if they come to the Washington County Food Bank, what do they need to bring with them, or what can they expect when they arrive?
We comply with Dare to Care regulations. So currently, anybody that has lived in Indiana for a day and meets our income guideline, which I believe is 185% of the poverty level, and that is all they need. There is no verification of income, address, anything.
So they don't need to bring documents with them or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
They can just show up and be fed. That's wonderful. It's a great service. So if somebody's going to come to the Washington County Food Bank, what do they need to know about hours, location? If you could tell people where you are and kind of when they can come.
We're located at 106 Water Street in Salem, Indiana, and our hours are Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9 a.m. to 3. But due to our overwhelming response of people that are in need of food, we ask that they're here by 2:15. because that allows us to serve each individual and get them taken care of. Everyone here volunteers, and I would say we probably have about 50 volunteers.
And Maurice, what's one of the things that's made you continue to volunteer here?
Well, when I retired, it just gives you a purpose, whatever it might be, and it's a good thing to do, I think. We like it. I think every volunteer. We're all over the hill and we need something to do, so this is a good place to do it.
Oh, that's great.
Food just doesn't come here. It has to get here. By being with Dare to Care, we pick up from our local stores, JC, Ruler, Walmart, and there are 5 local Dollar General stores that we pick up from. So those gentlemen, there's a group of 5, 6 of you?
Or more, probably 8 or 10.
Okay, that start like at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, that pick up the items. For example, produce, and if you can imagine what Walmart and the stores have pulled off of their shelves on Friday, has been sitting there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday morning. So these gentlemen get it and put it in their trucks and bring it here. And like on Mondays, you'll have about maybe 40, 50, 60 boxes
To sort.
of produce. Then it has to come in and be sorted, because if it's not something we would put on our table, it goes out to our scrap.
So what are some of the things that people can get when they come to the pantry? What types of food do you offer?
We have our canned goods. Through Dare to Care, this last month we received about 4,000 pounds of items, which was canned potatoes, spinach, green beans, carrots, applesauce. Which was very unusual, we even received 365 dozen eggs, which is very unusual. And then sometimes they'll bring us peanut butter. We never know what we're going to get until like 2 weeks before it comes, what we're going to get from Dare to Care. But then we supplement We purchase, if we don't receive peanut butter, we'll purchase peanut butter, the Jiffy, the mac and cheese, spaghetti sauce, items for children, and actually adults like them too, the SpaghettiOs and the mac and cheese,
Beans. Beans,
we
yeah.
purchase beans, and that through the local generosity of the stores, through Dare to Care, we get plenty of bread and plenty of desserts. Cereal is always an item that's in need, so we get a lot of that through private donations.
That's great. And speaking of donations, I know people can drop off food here. Is there any requirement for that food?
It has to be, if it's a fruit or vegetable out of their garden, yes, we accept that. But if it's eggs, we cannot accept it unless they are a certified egg producer.
Great.
So that it has to be USDA. Meat, as long as it comes from the store, and or if someone has venison and it has been packaged through a processing plant, we can accept that.
Great. So again, donations outside of food. People want to make monetary donation. I'm sure you'll take that
Yes,
too.
exactly, yes, because we're having to purchase quite a bit more meat than what we normally do.
Tell us a couple things. If somebody wants to volunteer here, they want to get involved, how do they contact you?
The food bank number here is 812-883-2655, and we will put them in contact with, we have a coordinator that coordinates all of our volunteers.
Pantry hours, just remind everybody one more time, the days and hours that you're open.
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 a.m. to 3, but we ask that you're here no later than 2:15 so that we can get everyone served, and our volunteers can leave at 3 o'clock.
Great. I know food insecurity is a huge need, and right now with concerns in the country, it's great to have you here helping, so thank you all for what you do.
You're very welcome.
And if you need any assistance, contact the great people here at Washington County Food Bank and they can help you out. Thank you again for joining us on Southern Indiana Now. We'll be right back.
Join me, Jay Hubbard, weekdays from 6 to 10 every morning. It's Jay's Morning Wake Up Call, blending today's greatest country hits with local news, weather, and a couple laughs. Jay's Morning Wake Up Call on 92.7 WXKU.
Welcome back to Southern Indiana Now. I'm Sean Hildreth. I have a great guest with us right now with Jessica Olson. She is with the Sweet Cheeks Diaper Pantry, and we're going to find out a little bit more about what they offer and how you can get involved, either as a donor, a volunteer, or a patron. All right, thanks for being here, Jessica.
Thank you.
So, Sweet Cheeks Diaper Pantry, how about you tell us a little bit about how it started?
Yeah. So back in 2020, 2021, we were looking at the community and deciding is there a need that is not being covered? We have great food pantries, great clothing center. We quickly realized that diapers are a need that are not being addressed in the county. And so we went to work trying to open up a diaper pantry in the county.
That's great. So if people needed diapers, that's not something, or is that something they can get with SNAP or WIC assistance?
No, they cannot. So that was one of our driving forces, is that the governmental services of SNAP and WIC are food and beverage only. So they do not cover the cost of diapers or wipes. And so that's solely out of the parents' pockets. And they are expensive.
When, somebody needs diapers, walk me through as a client, if they came to you, kind of how would they find you first of all? And then what are the next steps?
Yeah. So we are in the downstairs level of First Presbyterian Church, 301 North Walnut, here right in Seymour. And they just need 3 things to bring for registration: child's birth certificate, a proof of address. We like to see that they live in Jackson County, and then an ID that just says they are who they are.
Okay. And what ages does the program serve?
Yeah, so we actually serve when you are in utero, your last month of pregnancy, you can register a baby. That way you can get some bundles ahead of time, ahead of the birth. And then we like to say when you turn 4, you graduate from us. And so we offer a wide range of sizes. We have 12 different sizes, size preemie through size 7 on diapers. And then we do offer 3 different sizes of pull-ups as well.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So if somebody wants to get involved, if they want to donate to you, what are some things you accept as donations? I know, a cash donation or anything like that to help support the organization. Of course, that's always welcome.
Absolutely.
But what items can people donate to you?
Yeah. So any size of diapers or wipes, but I always will say sizes 5, 6, and 7 on diapers are our biggest ones out the door. And so those are always the ones that are in most need. We do have a partnership with National Diaper Bank Network where I can purchase better than any resale or any retail. So I always say that I can advance your cash donation a little bit farther.
Okay.
If you want to go that route.
Do you have a website? Mm-hmm. What is your website?
Well, I should say we have a website through the church because this is a mission of the church.
Great.
And so that website is really long and wordy and it's not easy to memorize. So we have really worked hard on our Facebook and Instagram pages to make sure that all the latest and greatest information is on there. There is a pinned post on our Facebook page that goes through all the requirements that you need to be able to get services from us.
That's great. Now, people, that's another great resource. Do you need any volunteers to help?
We do. And we take lots of volunteers from the community as well. So each time that we're open, and we're open 3 days a week, and those hours are kind of strategic. So we are open Mondays, 12 to 3, afternoon hours, Thursday evenings, 5 to 8. And then Sundays for weekend hours. So we try to catch all the different work schedules that we possibly can. During those hours, we have people constantly making our diaper bundles that go out the door. And so on our Facebook page, we have a link to our Sign Up Genius that you can sign up that way and we'll get notified. And then you get a little notification the day before just as a reminder.
Is it something that, if there was a volunteer group or, say your church group or your youth group or, some other association, Lions Club, different things, can they put together a diaper drive or anything like that for you?
Absolutely. That is super helpful, especially around this time where numbers can increase. And especially during this day and age where governmental services such as WIC and SNAP are at an unknown right now. And so diaper drives are another great way to get the community involved. And any sizes are great. And then I am happy, or one of my volunteers are happy to come pick up from the site directly.
Get connected with Sweet Cheeks Diaper Pantry in Seymour. If you want to make an impact or if you have a need, they're here to serve. And it's a wonderful service we have here in the community. So we'll be back on Southern Indiana Now.
Hi, I'm Emery Jones, Career Education Coordinator at Prosser Career Education Center in New Albany. Are you ready to build your future? At Prosser, you'll explore 29 hands-on, high-wage programs, from aviation to culinary, welding to cybersecurity, all designed to launch real careers or college success. Prosser is located at 4202 Charlestown Road, New Albany, Indiana. Need help? Call our main office at 812-542-8508 or visit your school counselor today to learn more. Prosser, where your future begins.
Welcome back to Southern Indiana Now. I'm Sean Hildreth. I have a great guest with us today, Sarah Bowling from The Alley. We're going to talk about what they offer in the community of Seymour and ways you can get involved. So thank you for being here, Sarah.
Thanks for letting me be here.
So tell us a little bit about The Alley. I know it's something that's existed in Seymour for many years, but where has it evolved and changed, and what is The Alley now?
So now the alley is about 15 years old, and it started actually just across the street on 2nd Street over here. It was always meant to be a hot meal site. That was the vision. That was the passion, was to feed hungry people in Seymour. And back then we did church every Friday night, which that was a big, fun, exciting thing that was just open to everyone in the community. And then we have Celebrate Recovery every Wednesday at 6:30. So that has been a constant, and that has been one of our big focus things is having Celebrate Recovery for our community members.
That's wonderful. Yeah. So Brett, I'll break down into a couple parts. So the food ministry, if somebody needs a hot meal, tell us, kind of where they go, what they do. Okay. Are there any requirements?
My favorite thing about the alley is that there are no requirements. So you do not have to prove that you are a Jackson County resident. You do not have to show ID to receive any services. I do say that there is one requirement, and that's patience. So we have a hot meal site. We do that Tuesday through Friday. Our doors open at 2 p.m. for people to come in. We have refreshments available at that time. We have a lot of our people that will charge their phones during that time, and they can just kind of fellowship during that time in a safe space. That's a big thing that we want to offer community members is just a safe place where people care about you, and try to keep it as simple as possible.
Wonderful.
We do start serving at 4 p.m. on those days, and we serve until 6 p.m. So we try to keep it family oriented. We pray before we serve our dinner, and then we want people to eat in our dining room so that we can get to know them, they can get to know us, and we can help get them resources if they need them.
That's great. When they come in for a hot meal, they is it you could bring your family if you wanted to?
We encourage that.
That's great.
Yeah, we love getting to know the littles. We do not do to-goes at this time because we do want people to come in. We want to know your name. We want to know your story. So we ask people to dine in.
So where is the site? Like, where do people
Good
go
question.
to get the meal?
We are in the back of First Baptist Church in their fellowship center at 505 Community Drive.
Great.
And you can call the church office with questions, and that's 812-522-1909. Or you can call 812-946-0258.
Great.
Yeah.
So that's a great way for people to connect, and that's wonderful that you've had the partnership with First Baptist there to have
It's
that
been a
site.
lifesaver for sure. We are so grateful for them and just what they have helped us with too, as far as the ministry part and a beautiful facility that has a dishwasher and a garbage disposal and air conditioning.
So if somebody wants to donate to the meal site, do you accept food donations?
We do. We accept non-perishable food donations, and that you could coordinate that with the kitchen manager, Jess Moss. You can drop off at the kitchen between 2 and 6 on the days that we're open, or contact the church office.
And I'm sure monetary donations would help as well.
Always.
So if somebody wants to donate that way, that would be a blessing, I'm sure. So if somebody, you name the phone numbers, is there a website or is it mostly social media?
So the best way to get a hold of us is through the church office, FBC's office, or Facebook. I do want to mention is we're having a free Thanksgiving Day meal on Thanksgiving Day, and that will be at 12 p.m. And so we're taking donations for that also. The community has played a huge part in making that a success every year with bringing desserts and bringing dinner rolls and monetary donations. That's how we get that done every year. So if you come and you need meals to go because you have a sick family member or you have 5 littles at home, we try to just say yes that day because it's a holiday and we want you to be with your family, whether it's at our house or your house.
Is that an opportunity for people to volunteer too?
Yeah.
Do you need additional people to help that day?
I do. We start
Awesome.
before the sun comes up, and we are there until the sun goes down. So, and we do only ask for 2 hours because we realize
That's what I was going to ask.
it's a holiday for people, and so it could be 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the afternoon. So we also have Pantry Day that is open to the community, and you don't have to have ID, you don't have to be a Jackson County resident, and that's the second Thursday and the fourth Thursday of each month at 4 p.m.
Wonderful. Well, it's great. Thank you for doing all that you do. Thank you to everybody who works with you at the Alley.
Thanks for having me.
If you need to get connected with the Alley, reach out to them through First Baptist Church, through their Facebook page. Get in touch if you want to volunteer, if you need assistance, however you can help or however you can be helped. The Alley's here. So thanks for joining us, and we'll be back on Southern Indiana Now. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Southern Indiana Now. We hope that you will share these resources, share this episode, let people know where they can go to get help in the Southern Indiana region, whether it be food assistance, shelter, diapers, whatever the need might be. We're here to help inform you of places you can go for that. And we do it with help from Prosser Career Education Center. Prosser is a great place to go if you need to further your career, if you want to improve some skills, if you want to explore a new career. They've got classes that can help you get there. So check out Prosser Career Education Center and check out the Southern Indiana Now podcast on all the places you get podcasts, whether it be YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, whatever it might be. Find our podcast, share it with your friends, and learn more about Southern Indiana. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.